There was one time a jeweler in Warsaw, in Germany, called Mr. Bronner. Mr. Bronner was top jeweler. All the rich people would go to him. At one time, a woman comes in, well-to-do, and she says, I am Dr. Brzezinski's wife. And everyone knew Dr. Brzezinski, he had a psych ward. He dealt with people that had mental problems, difficult cases, big money. And he says, my husband wants to buy me a birthday present, piece of jewelry. So Mr. Bronner says, what's your budget? He says, you know my husband. Price doesn't matter. So Mr. Bronner says, Baruch Hashem, okay, this is the best that I have. He opens the safe and he shows it 3 sets. Earrings, necklace, this, that, the whole thing. But 3 different ones. And Mrs. Brzezinski looks and says, wow, it's beautiful stuff. You know what? I can't make up my mind. I can't make up my mind. It's so beautiful. I can't make up my mind. So Mr. Bronner says, you know what? Why don't we let your husband, the busy husband, the doctor, why don't we let him decide? Since he's the one paying for it, let him decide. He says, you know what? It's a good idea. Let's do it. So how do we get him to come in? No, he's busy. Let's go to his, we'll go to his office. Go to his office, we'll go there. Okay, yeah, you know what? Close the store for such a sale. It's $1 million sale. Whatever piece she picks, it's $1 million. Okay. She goes, you know what? Why don't you bring a couple of others just in case he likes something else? I said, okay, fine. So they go, they travel over there. They get to this giant building. Dr. Brzezinski, psych ward. She says, okay, listen, we can't bother my husband. He's dealing with, so let me take the stuff. I'll go inside, I'll show him, he'll pick something, I'll come back to you with the money, the check, the money, and I'll give you back whatever he didn't pick. Okay, no problem, wait over here. He waits, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, an hour later. An hour passes, he goes, what's going on with this woman? What's she doing? So he said, you know what, let me go check. He goes, hello, yeah, Dr. Brzezinski here. Yes, who are you? Oh, Mr. Bronner. Oh, okay, 1 second. Dr. Brzezinski comes out. He goes, here you are, come on, let's go. He goes, wait a minute, let's go. Come on, let's start. He goes, no, maybe you misunderstand. I'm here because of the jewelry. He goes, yeah, exactly. Because the woman, the woman came for the jewelry. Yes, I know. So she showed you the jewelry. I know everything about it. He goes, well, I need the money. Exactly, I know. What's $1 million? That's exactly what she said. So give me the money. He goes, come on, let's go start the treatment. He goes, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? He says, listen, the woman came to me already yesterday. She told me that you've been chasing after her because of some fantasy you have in your head that she bought jewelry from you for $1 million, and you keep telling you owe me money. And she says, I want to help this poor guy that keeps telling me I owe him money. So I said, listen, I can't help somebody that's a mental case without him coming to the hospital. So she said, okay, I'll bring him here. And here you are, so let's go start the treatment. And Mr. Bronner passed out. Not only passed out because he just lost millions of dollars, not only just one piece of jewelry, all of it, but he was now called a crazy person. How come she succeeded, this thief? She was well prepared, she came yesterday. That's the Satan. Satan comes to you yesterday, before you even know he's there. How does he come to you? He comes to you with a mitzvah. He says, look at you. What do you want to study? Let's do Masechet Brachot. Masechet Brachot. Yeah, Chazak u'Baruch. You're learning. You get to page 10, 12, 13, 14, Ishtabach Shimo, you're reading about Shema Yisrael. Think you're doing mitzvah. You're already, Bet Shammai says this, Bet Hillel says this, they're arguing this, that. Then you see a wife sitting down in the middle of Kriyat Shema, you start yelling, no, what are you doing, you crazy woman? Bet Shammai said if you sit down on Shema Yisrael, it's better that you die. You start yelling at your poor wife. You think you're doing a mitzvah. You think you're doing a mitzvah yelling at your wife. You don't understand what kind of Gehinnom you're going to go to for yelling at your wife on such a stupid thing. You have no idea what the Satan's going to rip you apart. You know what he's doing? He's laughing. He's having such a good time. He goes, look at this guy. Look at him. He thought he became a Talmid Chacham in 6 months. Look at him. He got to page 13 of Masechet Brachot. He thinks he knows what he's doing. He's yelling at his wife for sitting or standing on Kriyat Shema. Look at that guy. I'm having a good time with a mitzvah. With a mitzvah. Or better yet, mitzvah tzedakah. Rabbi, give tzedakah. No, I'm a tzaddik. I give tzedakah, Rabbi. Oh, you give tzedakah, chazak u'baruch. You give tzedakah, chazak u'baruch. You know what's the problem is? The Satan knows you give tzedakah. So what he's going to send you? He's going to send you Rabbi Shmirel. And Rabbi Shmirel doesn't have much. And he comes to you and, tzedakah. You see this Rabbi Shmirel. He says, you know what? Here, no, kach, $1,000. $1,000 large. Tzaddik. You feel like you're Moshe Rabbeinu who just lifted the mountain on your own. The next day you see this little poor Rabbi Shmirel. In the shul, there's people there. He said, no, Rabbi, did you get the nice pants? You get new ones? Because yesterday they were ripped. Oh, okay, chazaku baruch. By the way, did you take care of your wife also? Because last time I saw the Rabbanit, she smelled not so good. You got her something, right? So maybe for better smell? And what about your kids? Did you feed them? Each one of them is walking like they haven't eaten since the Holocaust. If you feed them, Rabbi. You feed the kids, but don't have any more kids. How are you having all these kids? Who told you to have all these kids if you know you can't afford them? You're giving the rabbi an education. Why? Because you thought you bought them with your $1,000. You don't realize that every single word that comes out of your mouth is another chamber in Gehinnom for that mitzvah. For that mitzvah. Why? Satan says, look at this tzaddik. Look at this tzaddik. He gave a mitzvah. He gave $1,000 to Rabbi Shmirel. But now he also wants to give him education of how to live a life. Now he also wants to give him musal. Now he also wants to tell him what to do. Now he also wants to tell him about his wife that she needs to do this, this, and that. Now he's making fun of him in public. Making fun of him in public. And the Gemara says, Amalbin pnei chavero, en lo chelek le'olam haba. He just lost Olam haba with $1,000. You could have at least done it for free. Mitzvah. Mitzvah. He wants to yell at his wife. He wants to yell at the rabbi. Another hero wants to say, hey, listen, honey, don't bother me right now. I'm praying. Honey, don't bother me. I'm studying. The poor lady comes into his room. She opens the door. She wants to give him coffee. No, come on. I'm in the middle of a kavanah. I'm in the middle of a kavanah. I was with Moshe Rabbeinu right now. Why are you bothering me? The poor lady wanted to give him coffee. Now the hot coffee spilled on our face. And you know what's going to spill on his face? The lava that comes from the malachim, because they're so scared of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Gemara Masechet Chagigal says the malachim, the chayot, are so scared of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, their sweat is fire that fills Gehinnom. And that's what's going to burn him for learning. For doing a mitzvah and yelling at his wife at the same time. The ladies, no different. No different. You have to be careful. Why the Satan comes to you? Front, back, right, left, up, down, mitzvah, avera, in the mall, in the store, in the house, in the bathroom, comes to you in every single way. And unless you are prepared like the thief in the story from yesterday, you already lost. You already lost. So now, Rabotai Karim, how do you beat this Yetzirah, this Malach HaMavet? How do you beat him? There is a mitzvah, in Gemara Masechet Bava Metzia, page 32b, says, Azov ta'azov imo. Says that if somebody has 2 donkeys, and one of the donkeys on the way falls, and now the stuff that was on top of him falls off on one donkey. He's free. You're riding him. He has nothing on it. The other one falls and the stuff is on him, so he's hurt. So the question is, what do you do? If you leave the guy that's free, you leave him alone, he's going to run away maybe. So shouldn't you take care of him first, tie him up first, and then take care of the guy that fell? Because the guy that fell, he's struggling, but I don't want to lose this other donkey. The Gemara says, no. First, you go take care of the one that fell, because there's tzar ba'al chaim. There's the animal suffering. And then go catch the one that maybe walked away from you. So what about the Gemara says, if I have 2 donkeys, both fell. One belongs to my hater, and one belongs to my lover, my friend. So can I at least go save my friend's donkey first? Gemara says no. You go and save your enemy, your hater. You go save his. What's the pshat? What's the understanding here? Why do I have to go save my enemy? I hate the guy. I just work for him to make a living. I don't like the guy. Why do I have to go save his donkey before the guy I like? The Gemara says because to go save the one that you don't like, it's worth it. Why? It's going to be working on your midot. Because you don't like him, but you're still doing the right thing, requires you to overcome your flaws and your character traits. Now, how is this applicable in real life? I'm going to ask you a brief question, and then I'm going to tell you a story, and then you go to the next question. If somebody came to you, rabbi, you were all rabbis, even the girls were all rabbis, okay, and said to you, listen, I'm new in this Torah world. You said a lot of stuff. Genom, Kafakela, all this stuff. Fine. Moshe Rabbeinu, great. Muktzeh, fantastic. Listen, I can't handle all of it. I got to pick one of 2 mitzvot that you said. Shabbat or Tarat Mishpacha, family purity. Which one should I? I'm not doing both. Maybe down the road. But right now, either Tarat Mishpacha or Shabbat. Which one should I do? Sutton in the back.
Both are covered, so if he does Tarat Mishpacha, at least he's not causing his wife to spouse and have courage as well. So you have to keep one, I think, Tarat Mishpacha.
Okay, Sutton says that. No? Who says? Shabbat. And why Shabbat? Shomer Shabbat. Okay. Who else has a different opinion? Third opinion?
I think that I would say for him to keep the Sabbath, because when he keeps the Sabbath, it'll bring his family together.
Okay, brings his family together by keeping Shabbat. No. Chabud?
That it's not pick and choose. I mean, you got to do all of it.
No. I have one. I know it's not pick and choose, but I'm doing one. Which one? Tell me, Rabbi Joshua. Tell me, Shabbat or Tarat Mishpacha?
You got to keep both.
Thank you very much for you got to keep both. I'm picking one. Give me one.
Sorry, it's correct.
I understand, so I'm not going to do nothing. So I should do 0?
I mean, start with what?
1. Give me one. Start with 1. Which one? You're not a good rabbi right now. You got to give me one. 50-50 chance.
You got to do both.
Got to do both. Okay. He's not lenient at all, this guy. He's a tough rabbi. Satmil. No?
One of them is Ben Adam Makom.
Ken?
One is Ben Adam Makom.
Okay. If you say it does, tell me which one should I? I'm a new Baal Tshuva. I have one mitzvah I'm going to keep. Shabbat, Tarat Mishpacha. Which one?
I don't know which one is.
That's the question I'm asking you. Which one would you say? If I was a new Baal Tshuva, I came to you, I said, give me one. This is not an easy question. It had to go to the Gdol Hador. This question had to go to the Gdol Hador. It's a real question. It came to a Gdol Hador. It went to Rabbi Yashiv.
I would assume that.
Tarat Mishpacha. Give me a reason. Okay, why are you thinking? No, give me a reason.
I would think it's Ben Adam Makom.
Okay, so Shabbat. Shabbat.
The other one is Ben Adam Makom.
Well, I mean, technically, Tarat Mishpacha is also Ben Adam Makom. It's Tarat Mishpacha is from Hashem. It's not from your wife. Hashem said to keep Tarat Mishpacha, not your wife.
Right, but it's.
Hashem also said to keep Shabbat. Both of them are karet.
So what's the difference between those?
That's the point. Both of them are karet. Which one should I pick? Either way, I'm in trouble, but the bottom line is at least I'm keeping one of them. At least I'm going to be in less trouble. So, there's the 7 Jemim of Gehenom either way, but the point is at least less time. You know, only 1.5 million years, not 2. No, you said your answer. You stick with your answer. I want other people to give me an answer. Well, you guys don't know hypothetical situations, huh? You guys are not such good rabbis. You're fired. No, give me one.
Shabbat, because all the people will know you're breaking Shabbat as a Hilul Hashem.
Okay, Shabbat. If you okay, so it's a tough question, guys. It's a tough question. It had to go, it's a real situation, it had to go to the Gedol Ador. Who? Rabbi Yashiv. The Rav came to Rabbi Yashiv and said to him, listen, Rabbi, this guy's a tough cookie. I deal with KIRUV Rechokim, I try to help people do TeShuva. This guy says, listen, I like you, I like what you're saying, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to do one mitzvah. Tell me which one. Taharat Mishpacha or Shabbat? Which one? Rabbi Yashiv said, Taharat Mishpacha. Why is it Taharat Mishpacha? Why is it Taharat Mishpacha? Rabbi Yashiv said Taharat Mishpacha for two reasons. He says, first of all, Taharat Mishpacha has to do with two people. Shabbat is one person. So at least when he does Taharat Mishpacha, two people are making a mitzvah and two people are not making a sin. Whereas Shabbat is just him keeping it. It's just him. Yeah, his wife may join, may not join, but the mitzvah itself doesn't force her to be a part of it. So that already is better. But secondly, which is the most critical, is what we learned from this Gemara, from the Chamor, from the donkeys. What did we learn from the donkeys here? From Gemara Mitzvah? We learned that if there's a donkey that fell, and it's owned by your hater, and there's another donkey that fell, and it's owned by your lover, you go help the donkey that's by your hater. Why? To work on your midot. You keep Shabbat, it doesn't help your midot. Why? You keep Shabbat, there's no real desire to go violate Shabbat. You don't have some crazy desire, I want to turn on the screen for no reason and not watch it. It's on. No one cares. It's not a desire. But to be with your wife and not to be with her for a certain part of the month, that requires you to overcome your character traits, to overcome your desires, to put everything under control and not be an animal. If he learns not to be an animal, eventually he's going to keep Shabbat in the entire Torah. That's why the Gedol Ador says, you have to do Taharat Mishpacha. Not that Taharat Mishpacha is more important than Shabbat, but rather we're going to win more with this one. Because this one requires two people, and on top of it, it requires him to work on his midot. And if he works on his midot, eventually he's going to keep the entire Torah. If he doesn't work on his midot, eventually he's going to violate Torah anyway. There's many people that keep Shabbat, Reshayim Gemurim. Plenty. This is one of the most important things. Why? Because the Satan tells you, listen, you learn, you don't have to have good midot. You keep Torah, you don't have to have good midot. Why? You're stingy, you're this, you're that, you're doing a mitzvah. So what if you told the homeless guy, no, go get a job? So what if you told the rabbi, listen, I don't think you know what you're talking about in front of his students, or at all? So what if you embarrassed your wife a few times, you yelled at her, you gave her a nice punch maybe? Like one tzaddik says, listen, Rabbi, my wife gets on my nerves, so, I show her what's going on. I said, what? What do you mean you show her? What do you show her? What do you show her? Shiur Torah? He goes, no, I show her what's going on. So what do you show her? What do you show? What do you mean? No, last time I just, she didn't, and I said, no, speak English to me. Or Hebrew, whatever you want. He says, no, she just did something I didn't like, so I gave her a nice elbow. She never did it again. I said, tzaddik in Gehenom, they're going to cook you. And in this world, if they had a Sanhedrin, they cut off your hands. Tzaddik, you show your rabbi. Rabbi. You thought you're doing good. Why? Because she didn't cook the children the right way? Because she didn't say Kriyat Shema the right way? Tzaddik. Poor women cry to me on a weekly basis because of these Reshaim husbands, and sometimes the opposite. Poor husbands call me about their Reshaim wives because they think they're tzaddikim. They think they're doing mitzvot, but they're hurting each other in the process. You have to be very careful. Why? The Satan comes to you with mitzvot. Comes to you with mitzvot. And if you're not prepared from yesterday, you're going to fall into his hands.